Hey, my friend, you have so many amazing goals and you know you're smart and good enough. But the only question is, why can't you still achieve it yet? And the answer is laying on one word that I'm going to share with you today. Distractions. There are in life that you always believe you have biggest enemies, such as people who are against you, who envy you, who want you to fail, who doesn't want you to be successful, or those who want to always win over you. But my friend, these are not the biggest enemy of your life. The biggest enemy of your life is the distractions. Why I'm saying so? For those things that I just listed, if you choose not to be distracted, if you're not giving permission to any of those people in your life, then they won't succeed. In the battlefield, in a long time ago in history, you will see all these strategies. How can they really win the enemies? Or how can they avoid the enemies win them? The only thing that they can do the quickest way is to distract the enemies so that you can win the battle. And it applies the same in your life. If you guard yourself so much not to be distracted, you won't get chance to lose the battle because you guard yourself so well, whether it's in your mind, your mindset, your thoughts, your life, your physical health, no matter what area in your life. You just need to remember, as long as you're not distracted, you always get better and better. About 9 to 10 years ago, when we moved to Australia, back then I didn't have a driving license. And you know, when you live in a country like Australia, you can go nowhere without driving a car. Also, you don't have really an ID when you just arrived here. The only thing you can do is to get a driving license. So I went to these exams. I went to learn how to drive a car. And then one day, finally, I got my L plate. When you get the L plate, that's all the knowledge that you understand. You answer those questions and you can drive the car in a practical way. But the thing is, you have to be someone who has full license, sits next to you, then you're allowed to drive. So one day, my husband and I were driving. In fact, I was driving, and Luke, my husband, sat next to me. And that morning, something just doesn't feel right. I didn't know what happened. From the way from the house to about 2 minutes away from the house, we're close to the roundabout. I saw this red light, and I don't know why, something just didn't feel right. I was distracted, and suddenly my mind started to doubt, and I didn't have enough time to think. What happened was, I was about to because when I saw the red light, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to stop the car. I started to be so distracted, and my foot accidentally went to the wrong way. Instead of pressing the stop, I accidentally pressed, you know what happened? The accelerator. And I crushed the car right in front of me near the roundabout. That was a disaster. But that moment, the whole thing popped up. Thank goodness that car has protection. We drove Toyota back then. And they had all this airbag came out, and my whole face was like this, and had this slow mo, just like movie. I look around. My husband said, "No," or the slow motion, and I said, "I don't know what happened." And accident just happened. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you, my friend, is distractions can be so dangerous. If you're driving on the road, you have one distraction, it can literally take your life. We're thankful my life wasn't taken. My husband and I were safe. We had 1 year old baby at home that time when we went to work when the baby girl was in childcare. It could be a disaster and tragedy. Isn't that familiar, my friend? Distractions can be so damaging to your life as well. Imagine right now you're driving, you're living your life. One distraction can cause different results. And it can take your life, you can change your life, you can transform your life. When I say transform, in a worse way. What are the solutions? First of all, what I have concluded is there are a few ways how distractions can exist in disguise. Because you don't know what kind of distraction you're getting. If you're living in the world, you only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. So what I have concluded is number one is when you are losing your presence, that is distractions. Number one thing you need to understand why present is called present because it is a present. It's a gift. Every day is a present. And the crazy fact is present never exists, or maybe it does, but it always disappears in 1 second. Because right now I'm talking to you, the next second when I talk to you, that already became the past. Our life is just like that. Time never waits for us. If we lose the present, we lose it. We only have the past and we always head into the future. And when you are distracted, you're not living at present. When you are with your family, your heart, your mind are at work. But when you're at work, your minds and everything is a holiday with your family. Then you never really exist. Our life is not about living how long you live, but it's about how you live. It's about if you are at present for every single moment, you have no regrets left behind because life is so short, my friend. And that also causes problem when you're not living at the present, you're distracted, you're not going to get the best results for anything you do. The only thing you can get the best result is you have to be 100% at present, whether it's a project you're doing or playing with your kids or traveling about business. It is very hard nowadays with so many distractions around the world, so many entertaining stuff around, so many options, so many choices. It's pretty hard. But let me tell you, if you can master this, you will be one out of 1%, the top 1%, rather than the other 99%. And the second way how distractions exist in disguise is you can lose your focus. For example, when you're doing something, suddenly someone's calling you and you're checking, or you pick up the phone, or someone's sending a lot of messages or social media popped in and you keep going there, going there, going there, you start losing your focus. There's a famous story that happened in once Las Vegas. There's a event when Bill Gates Jr., as well as Warren Buffett, they went to the same event. And there's a journalist who was so excited. He said, "Hey, gentlemen, it's so amazing that we never get this chance to see three of the most wealthiest men in one place. It's my honor to ask you one question. Can you please tell everyone, what is the number one biggest secret to be successful, since you guys are already so successful?" And three of them coincidentally said the same thing. And without even hesitation, they said, focus. And my lesson in life as well taught me if I'm not focusing on doing things, I will not get the best result as I can. So, my friend, if right now you're chasing success, you don't need to chase success. Just stay focused. Stay focused on your goals. Stay focused on what you do, and you will get the best result ever. And the next way how distraction can exist is through when you lose your joy. That means you're losing your purpose. For example, one day you're just like, oh, I'm doing this. It's so boring. If you get a job you're doing, you might be complaining, I hate this job. I don't like this. Why I'm doing this? It's because you're lacking the purpose and you're distracted. You're distracted by all the things happening around you. And you know that whether you need to change or you just stay where you are. It can be a great reminder, my friend, but it can also be dangerous when you start compare with others, you get distracted, and you don't know why what you do. That's what I'm saying. If you lose your joy, that means you're losing your purpose. If you have that kind of feeling, that means the distractions creeping in, and that also means you're lacking why. Because if you know right now you're working for someone, it's your choice. Nobody actually asked you to do that, and you agreed. But it doesn't mean you have to work for someone forever. Or maybe right now you're running a business, you hate what you do already, but you didn't hate it when you started it. Then you need to tell yourself, wait a minute, how can I not get distracted? Because once you get that right, the next step will become so much easier. And the next way how distractions can in disguise is you will lose your confidence to say no. You always say yes to everything because you feel bad if you say no to anything or anyone. You're not a good person. You're not kind enough. You're not nice enough. You know, the world standard that I was poisoned for so long is you're so nice. You're so kind. Well, I love to be called kind and nice, but that's also one of the tricky points, the dangerous part that whenever I heard those words, my subconscious mind is telling me if you say no to anyone, it's mean. If you say no to someone, it's really bad. And you become so much burdened by all these responsibilities and liabilities that you have agreed without even thinking why you even say yes to that thing. And my takeaway is we can always start with an yes answer. Yes, thanks so much for your question, or thanks so much for asking me doing that. I really appreciate you. That is a yes. You can always say, however, but right now it's not the season, or tomorrow I got something really significant. I cannot come. I would love to come, but I can't. That kind of stuff. The way how you say it becomes way easier to reject someone, but doesn't make them feel being rejected. And the solution is pretty simple. How can you master to be a great master of avoiding distractions? And it is repetition, it is systemize and automation. What does that mean? It means that our brain subconsciously, most of the time, 90% of the time, we're living a life subconsciously. We do not think too much, brushing teeth, cooking dinner, washing face, and things like that. But we just do it. Sometimes we don't even remember if we have done it. The only way to get not distracted is to systemize your routine, your habit. If you build up an amazing habit, nobody can stop you doing amazing things. Just like every morning when I get up, I do exercise. And some mornings it's really hard for me. I don't, like, for example, yesterday we had an amazing church service that we woke up at 5 a.m., my daughter and I. And we had been so busy. It was an amazing show. We did 3 services and we were on the stage helping the Christmas carols. But long story short, the key point here is we're so tired, and this morning it's so hard to get up. And I got up finally, thank God, and I started exercising. It's still very hard. I want to say no, but because I have already built this habits, it became way easier. I remember the first time when I started doing exercise, first day, it was like a disaster. It was terrible. I was like, why am I even doing this? I don't want to do this. And then when I push myself, it's so painful. My muscle hurts. It was so painful. I just want to say no. It's so hard. But then now, when I look back, It became so easier because anything is possible, my friend, when you make it as a habit. And the key here is just move one step at a time and just get started instead of being one day, let's make it day one. So in order to not get distracted, you start building up all these amazing habits to be brave to say no to things you don't need to stay focused. When you're doing something, block the message, don't let it come up, or just move on the side, don't check your phone, make it silent mode. Whatever that means to you, you know yourself well enough. You know your routines as well. Trust me, you have everything you need to be successful and to do everything you need to do. But the only one thing you have to do is to remove the distractions. In order to remove that, you have to stay focused. So let's do it, my friend. From today on, you will stay focused. You'll become the master of avoiding distractions in life and in business. Have a great one. God bless you.